Yeah.
Orientations in the morning have
Yeah.
really changed my life and changed, what did you say there? Changed the direction of your life. Is that what you said there? What word did you use?
Who are you talking to? You're talking to Jessie now, right?
No, to you. What did you say there about what the orientation?
Yeah, it changed the trajectory of my life. It changed everything for me. Structure.
Yeah. So I'm going to roll with that and talk about the three structures, and then I'm going to talk about the orientations that gone into them 4 orientations in the morning.
Exactly.
Yeah. So coming together.
Oh, so exciting for you, Ellie. It's so exciting. It's really super.
Yeah.
It's really super. It's really cool. So cool.
Yeah.
It's so, the information is so incredible. Like it's just allowing to say, like, with that time and space, I just love that, because it's in this now moment. It's in this now moment, and the future isn't better than the now. And it's so true what Jessie does speak about, because it's so freaking true, because we're always either in the past or in the future. It's so unbelievable when you get to the place and saying now, because what did serve us, it doesn't serve us now, right? Because we're not who we were. We are completely, like, it's everything. Everything is what we believed, everything, our limitations, everything, what we experience, we can allow it now by our choices and what we're choosing, and being in the end result of holding the tension. Because what I have come to realize, that with me receiving the joy, because my joy is my happiness, as we spoke about, and feeling good, is allowing me to really feel good. Like when I'm in that moment right now, that I can feel this moment now. Like I'm in this moment, and having to feel this, I give it to myself and allow my body to recognize how I want to be, because I know pain is inevitable. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. So now I can receive what I've always wanted to receive from from the time I was born, that feeling, just to have that feeling, come back to that feeling, because pain was literally, it was just my life. So for me to come out of that now and to bring it all into this now moment, to say, wow, this is how I want to feel. Yeah. This is, because when you don't know, when you've always been in the suffering of just going through the motions of surviving, and then you come out and you go, wow, isn't that interesting now, right? But it's just the experience. And so this is why I can now really show up. I really can show up now. I just wanted to say that. Yeah. Mm. It's just very powerful. It's just very powerful. Mm.
Now and neutral.
Now, yeah. And when you think that you're getting crushed, regardless of what it is, when you really feel like you're hopeless, or you're crushed, or you're going through some really dark times, yeah, that's actually when you're really purifying. That's when you're going through the fire. That's the test of time, when you can get through it, and then you realize that's what I had to go through to purify, to come into pure gold. Because it's what we're going to experience either other way. We're not going to escape it. So from not running away, we can just lean forwards and say, okay, what do I need to know now in this time and space to go forwards? Even if it's just the one step, just going forwards. Yeah. It's just really, really, really interesting.
So, and Ali, I also love this one, is what is the simplest form of structure?
Mm.
I just did it. A question. Because when you ask the question, there's a natural tension to answer. So you can have them experience again, is like ask them a question, then say, well, try not to answer it. Like that is tension.
Oh,
Hi, Craig, welcome.
hey, Craig. That's so good. Hey, you know, stillness is also tension. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
that is
Quiet.
huge. Being really quiet, even with yourself. You know, it's amazing what comes up. And then you can observe it, because then you can really come to know that you're not your thoughts and you're not your feelings. You're not even the emotions that you're going through. Because you hear it constantly. Are you your feelings? You're not your feelings. You're not your body. Not your. But when you really get to know and you can observe that, then you go, wow, consciousness does create. Like this is observing, like basically your reality. Yeah, it's mind blowing here. It's mind blowing business. It's like, where have I been? Like, who am I? It's questioning myself. Who am I again and again and again? Because all these things that come, it's like, wow. It's I don't even know. It's just crazy. It's quite unbelievable.
I have to. I got to share this in this contents, because I was giving a presentation on all of this stuff, like structure, like entrepreneur to college
When
kids.
is that? What is that? Is that on the
I did
session
it on
yesterday?
Friday night for the local college here
Oh,
in Cal State
right. Oh my
Bakersfield. And
God. That's
so
right.
I've done it before, it was before COVID. And so I was, everything that I did was like framed it up like from my last experience.
Mm,
And I show up and I'm ready to walk them through experiences, because my
mm,
point is, as I hate talk all about the information, we throw so much information at people, but we don't give them the experience.
is it?
And when we talk, we retain about 10%.
Mm-hmm. So good.
And when we experience it, I say it's at least 80.
Absolute.
And so
Absolutely.
I'm all ready to take the group through all this stuff. Well, it shows that there's 6 of us in the room.
Mm.
And there's, I don't know how many online, but I can't see anybody online.
Mm.
So, and 6 people is me, my dad, and 2 people that were hosting me, and then 2 students.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
Now I could still walk through it, but what I noticed just is the tension of not being able to see people's faces it was like I was lost. It was like I was lost when I couldn't see the reactions of it. It was just whoa, it was way different.
Wow.
So structure was Ali's word today.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe. She can always change it.
But don't you also sometimes get like when you see people's faces and their expressions, doesn't it turn you off sometimes?
No, I love it. Usually I love it.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Can you explain that? Like, what do you mean you love it? Like, what do you love about it?
It's feedback.
Yeah.
I know if it's landing or not with it. I know if they're getting it or not. I know if I need to come back and give it speak it another way. So it's I can dance. I know how to dance with it usually, or that's what I love about it. I just, if I'm just talking and no feedback, I don't know where to go. especially if you're in intuition, which is where I'm practicing from creation. It's like what's there is just to share. And I notice like that feedback loop is critical for me.
Yeah.
I love to see if it's landing. I love to see if it's soaking in. I love to see where people are at in it. And
yeah.
However, you're learning how to use your intuition to get the energetic feedback, which is a hell of a lot more accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. But you never saw my face, Craig, and we had that two choice, and it was you didn't see my face, but you heard me. But you heard me.
Yep.
It was
and
that's why I like to keep my visual off, and I don't look at the screen, is because I want to learn to sense the energy.
Yeah.
In everything, because your eyes can be a distraction.
Yeah, but now Jesse talks about that he likes to see their faces.
Well, I like to do that too. I like to see as well.
Also see the faces.
Yeah, but it's there's a different kind of feedback that you get when your physical senses are taken out of the picture.
And that's a great point. I think it was more that I couldn't hear their words. So if they were to ask me a question, right, they were typing in the chat a question, and then the facilitator was relaying it to me, and it was empty of the emotion from their point of view of the question. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. That's I hear that. Yeah.
So thanks for adding clarity to what I was wrestling with.
Yeah. I like the fact that the aha moment when you like, I really got a aha moment. Like I really felt that shift. It was like so obvious that it was like, wow. And it really dropped into my heart. It dropped into my spirit. It was like, wow, that was a true choice. Because, most times with true choices, people are really seeking what is a true choice, and I'm bringing Craig as an example where he came out with knowing his true choice is to seek the desire of his heart, and I think that for me, just showing up and being myself, in my heart, it's something of a incredible vulnerable. It's that I had a lot of resistance to. I abandoned myself. I sabotaged myself because I never listened to my heart. I listened to my heart with a lot of tension, when it had to really push through it, and I go, oh, regardless of whatever it takes now, whoever I lose now, whatever happens now, I've got to do what I have to do. That's been something that's drove me all my life, like just go like at the edge, But when I'm talking about my true, like what I feel my needs are, I never allowed myself to receive that. So it was almost like, it's for everybody else, but not for me. It was like the weirdest thing. And that made me realize that I abandoned myself. And that's why I had other people abandon me, because I was abandoning myself. I seeked it out. And whatever I expected for myself, I was expecting it from others. And so it's just inevitable that it comes, because what you expect is going to come. Your Father. And I was always had that. And so this is what's come over in this past couple of days, that it's just like a whole new a whole new cycle again. And I think, whoa, what is this now? But I think it's the unfolding of just allowing to trust again, to trust. And that's my word for the day, is to trust. Just trust whatever comes up now, because everything is new again. Everything has become new again. And so I look in my heart and I go, yeah, I get it. Just trust, because that's the word for my day, and word for right now. And it's like, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's very raw at the moment for me, so, but I'm just gonna trust.
I love that.
Yeah, just trust this moment.
Trust in your natural ability. Shouldn't it be a natural ability? Trust in it. That's what Craig said to me. I totally bought into that this morning.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's quite something here. It's like, wow. It's a whole new, as much as trust is something, but it becomes completely new again. It's a whole new level of trust, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you for your word, trust. Trust the silence. So silence was what, for me, to add that. Silence.
Absolutely.
My word today is silence.
Oh, yeah.
2 ears and 1 mouth. You told me that one, Nikki.
Yeah. It's like, oh my goodness, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's a whole new level of communication in this part that you guys are talking about right now.
And in my talk, I did that. I said, all right, here we go. Now I want you to experience this.
Yeah, man. That's it.
Because that's a structure too.
Absolute.
Yeah.
Absolute.
And then ask them, what were you doing in that silence? What was happening? Because their monkey mind is just going.
So I want to ask a question.
Feel?
Yeah. So can I ask a question? It's like, I just want to ask a question, just to hear from everybody. This is the question, right? When you come to that place when you're having a talk, right? And then all of a sudden that something comes up. It just comes up and you go, okay, what is that? What is that? What is coming up for you now? Is that in our unconscious, or can we just rationalize it afterwards as what we were thinking? You follow? So what is that? Is it the unconscious coming up with our feelings and what we believe and what we're trying to work out? Is it from our unconscious, or is it just coming from a place where we can say, okay, that pops up, it popped up, so now we can later on rationalize it? Can you give me the definition of that? I would like to know. I'm very interested to know this. And I just want to say something, just to have understanding. This is very powerful, what I'm just sharing, because for the first time, I'm asking a question. I have never asked questions. I've asked questions, but I've never asked it on a panel, because I always thought, who am I to ask questions? Yeah. And this is a belief, a pattern that I have sabotaged, and not allowing myself to show up the way I should show up. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm just saying for what's in my heart now, because I was always afraid to ask questions because I thought, is it a stupid question? Will they get the question? Will they take offense to the question? I had so many resistance to ask questions. And finally, I can say, I'm asking the questions now. Yeah, I don't expect the answer. Oh, I expect answers, but I'm also expecting it in a way that I'm going to find the answer. And that is huge for me. And I've come out of that low vibration of just being in a little box and so scared to ask a question because I don't know, like for me, it was punishment. I have to just tell you straight up.
Yeah.
I was punished when I asked for a question. When I was curious and I asked the question to the caretaker or people that were in my life, I was really hurt by that. I was hurt. I got hurt. And when you
Yeah.
get hurt, your body feels it. And I carried that hurt and I realized, yeah, I carried it. And I said this morning, I'm going to release it now. I'm letting it go. It does not serve me anymore. Maybe it served me as a child, okay? Because I had to be very, very careful what I said. But it doesn't serve me anymore. Not where I want to be, not where I want to go. I'm going to contribute. I've got to really contribute now. So I asked that question. I like to ask, what do you come up with?
Thank you for having the courage to ask that question.
I know, thank you.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. I really want to honor.
Oh,
I really want to
I love
honor
you.
that. Well, yeah. Well, seriously.
I really do love you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And you need to honor your own. You need to honor your own self
Oh, Jesus.
for having the
That's
guts
such-
to put that out there.
Yeah, that,
When we
really-
can help people do something for the first time, that is an
Oh.
experience.
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yes,
it.
definitely.
That's it. This is what I'm feeling. This is the experience that I've always wanted to feel, and have the boldness and the courage and be safe and just be curious because I'm very curious,
So just know
Yeah.
Just know that you have the
Yeah.
boldness and the courage because you just did it.
Right. That
Okay.
is like, and I felt my whole body like just
Yeah.
like I don't know. It was very scared.
Yep. Yep.
I was scared.
Yep.
But I'm so tired of feeling I'm so tired of being comfortable. You know?
Yep.
Does
Yep.
that make sense?
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. And when you're uncomfortable like that, your monkey mind
That's right.
kind of goes crazy.
Yeah.
It speaks out.
It's like the ego, right?
And
It
that's
wants to keep me safe.
yeah, probably. It's because you feel that tension in the moment, and so your mind starts to chatter. And for you, it's like, yeah, your mouth does too.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's that's your experience of it. But it's changing. Okay, observe and honor it.
Observe and honor it.
Yeah. Yep. And even thank it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank it, because it's bringing all that stuff into awareness, right?
So that's what we talk. What I asked about when that something comes up. Then you go, what is that? That is in our unconscious. That's the unconscious speaking, right?
Actually, no, it's not.
Okay. What is it?
It's actually the field that's speaking.
The field.
Field is speaking through your superconscious.
Oh, wow. That's right.
Okay, and your
Oh, so it's the
superconscious and your heart occupy the same space.
Say that one more time. The what?
Your superconscious,
Yeah.
which is where the information, or where it's not information, it's where let's call it wisdom or even truth,
Yeah.
where the truth is coming from the field through your superconscious, and your superconscious and your heart occupy the same space.
My
The
God.
only reason you know it's that because it won't be the same answer. If it's the same answer that you've always played over and over,
Wow.
then yes, it is your unconscious. So the parts that she was asking about is the unconscious. Yes. When you ask the question for yourself, the answer is there from the field. What
Ooh.
our unconscious does is it edits, ignores, and repels the truth.
Oh.
And yes,
That's
that is
it.
the pattern. And so that's what we help people do in the silence, is be aware of that unconscious pattern that's trying to get them out of their uncomfortableness.
Oh my God. Is it? Is it? That is like,
And awareness is the only way to do that. And so when we
oh,
say sit in the silence for a while, everyone is running a pattern of theirs, and we don't know which one it is, but we know it's we know it's an unconscious pattern, and we put attention on it. Then they're like, there it is. Then what do I do with it? When you ask yourself that question, what do I do with it? It's always there in the field, but again, our mind will edit it with our old patterns.
oh, that's it.
Or
And
another term that you used today, Nikki, is rationalize.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Judge,
Yes.
blame.
Rationalizing is not in your power, but it is
Oh
in
my
your
God,
pattern.
this is spot on.
It is in your pattern.
You rationalize in your pattern. Oh God, I'm gonna this. I gotta keep
Yeah. Yeah.
this is this. And you know, I always admire questions when people ask questions. Is because when you ask the question, you're actually learning as you ask the question. You're learning what you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for years I watching and listening, and now I'm gonna just say, I put it in my names.
Well, let's stop a minute and look at that. Let's stop a minute and look at even just the act of forming a question.
Right? I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Just doing that.
I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
There's learning in even just forming the question. There's learning and growth in that. Yeah. Yeah, that's powerful.
It's just flooding me, it's just a flood of this is flood. It's happening right now. It's just like, it's like a release. It's finally, I can let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very grateful.
For you right now, Nikki, I see you forming and speaking very powerful questions.
Wow.
that
Wow.
others don't have the boldness to ask.
That's very prophetic.
Yes, it is.
And I'm going to receive that. Because I'm going to trust that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
was lied
you
to
can
many
embrace
years.
that one. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
embrace that one.
I was lied for too many years there. And now that, you know, wow. Yeah, I'm going to receive that. Isn't that just a gift? I can receive it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can actually receive it. Wow. Wow, that's wow. Wow, that's wow. Finally. Wow. This,
Others need to see you asking questions with boldness.
to ask is just a big thing. Just asking is a
Mhm.
big thing, to ask somebody for their help, or ask them for their, just ask,
Yeah.
and then to know that all this time when you don't ask, you don't have.
Yep.
And I had to
Yep.
go through that phase of knowing that if I don't ask, I'm not going to have. How can I expect if I'm not asking? And then I started to seeking it. And then if you don't seek it, how do you find it? And then finally, I can knock at my own heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, just
Yeah. Yeah. There's
yeah.
no need. There's no need for you to understand this.
What is
Absolutely
it?
zero. Keep your monkey mind out of it.
Oh, that's so powerful. It's like
Well,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is. It
This
is.
is an
it's
opportunity
so
to.
powerful.
This is an opportunity because we've interrupted your pattern this morning. So this is an opportunity for you to acknowledge that pattern and and understand the power of the pattern. But it's going to take today, it takes a 180-degree turn.
Mm.
It's a pattern that becomes your superpower.
The pattern becomes my superpower.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Of what I was resisting.
Yep. Yep.
That I feared. I basically
Mm,
feared. No?
yeah.
I resisted it. I didn't allow it.
Yeah, but you feared the pain and the
right.
pain from the punishment that you
Oh,
received
yes.
as a result of exercising that superpower.
Oh, that's it.
Long
So
time
so
ago in your history.
so
Yeah.
Nikki, for you, what's opposite of punishment?
What's opposite of punishment?
Mhm.
What's opposite of punishment? Letting go.
Okay, we got to the middle point. Good. So if we're thinking about punishments on a pendulum, something's on a pendulum, like one end of the pendulum is punishment. Letting go is in the middle, which is what we just did. And then when we swing to the
Mm.
positive side, what is that? Mhm.
I don't know. I'm blank.
It's okay. It's okay. Sit with it for a bit.
I'm getting emotional. I don't know what's happening right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, sit with it. This whole situation is speaking to you right now.
And it's perfect to just be sitting in that space because maybe it's not available to reveal itself yet. And what's key is that you say the word, no one else.
Yep.
But what I will say, it's
Oh.
probably everything. It's probably everything you've ever wanted, and it's why you couldn't have it.
Ask your superconscious that question.
Superconscious. What is the opposite of punishment?
Yeah. Yeah. And just leave it
Or
and
love.
just sit with that.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Love.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that strange?
Mm.
So crazy strange. That's it. Love. It's lifetime.
That is why we are so silly. We want to punish
Oh.
ourselves so that we have love.
Oh wow. Oh
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah.
So I'll let you marinate in that for a moment. I'm going to switch
Yeah.
it just to Harold because there's processing here. Yeah. And no need to just keep
Yeah.
piling on it. It's like a processing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so yesterday I was in a group setting and oh God, it's like talk. And it's like we don't need talked to. We need
Nope.
help. We need help.
No.
And it was like the first guy checked in, right? And it's like this roundabout check-in, which is okay. It's okay, but it's like in like the lady, the certified therapist, let's call it, leading the session is a guy's sharing. He's like, this and this, and when my wife asked me to do this, oh, it just pisses me off. And then he's like, as he unpacks it, he's like, you know what it is? It's like it feels like it's my mom.
Mm.
And the therapist does her thing like, oh, that's really good, blah, yeah, we feel about this and blah blah, right, all this blah blah blah. And I said, whoa, time out. It's like he's asked for help. We know that situation is going to come up again, and what you just told him isn't going to do him a damn thing of good. This is what will. I said, you. And then you, therapist, you are the wife asking for that. And let's see what happens. And she goes, oh, that's really good. Try it. They did. And oh, he unpacked and unpacked and unpacked. And then we got to the end and I said, all right, now the next time she asks you, what are you going to do? And I said, good. You did it for the first time. The hardest one's out of the way. Now go practice. That is how we can help people. They're calling for help. We're just not listening for it because we want to just give them information. And then later on, we went through 15 different cognitive dissonances, or whatever the hell the stupid word is. And every one of them said negative, and aware you're being negative, this negative thought or this negative thing, or you're limited this way, or blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God, why don't we just talk about what we feel positive and when we feel negative? And that we want to be neutral. Why do we need to make it any more difficult than that? Please. She goes, are you a therapist? No, fuck no. Ugh. Give them the experience. That's the skill. That's the value. That's what people come back for. And why? Why do I care? Because 37% success rate sucks.
Yeah, no kidding.
And if you think that's good enough, then you're not asking the question, how can I do better? All right, I'm off my stool. Hi, Allison.
Good morning.
Wow, you sound
everybody.
great. Woo, look at that power.
Morning, Alison.
Morning, Nikki. I celebrate questions with you.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was listening.
Thank you,
earlier,
sweetheart.
but then I had to go and do something quickly, so I'm back. So I was listening a little bit to yesterday because, of course, I was curious as to what happened with my question when I left. And I don't know if you heard it, Nikki, but they were talking about when we navigate, well, I don't think navigation was the actual.
It was.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the word. I'd used the word, and then Craig made a comment about what that word felt like for him, and for him it felt like if we're navigating, then we are navigating obstacles. And so there was a bit of talk about that, and then I had to go. So I asked, okay, so if we're using navigation with obstacles, how do we get around when we are creating? I went to listen to their answer, and I left a comment for everybody because it felt really good that people took my question seriously. And they continued the conversation with it because I wasn't here, so there's no guarantee that would happen. And from what I can remember listening in was that what came forward then was that when we're in creation, there's flow. You guys didn't use that word, but that's what I got. It was more sophisticated, the discussion, than that for me, but that's how I could summarize it. Mm-hmm. And then in my comments, I wrote about, so then how do we get to know where we are? And of course, then it goes back to the feeling, right? And so when you brought up your question, Nikki, and what came up for me was, so to get to that point for you this morning, to be able to ask the question, you had to do some navigation. And then as you processed it, the fact that you'd asked the question, for me, there was an experience of flow for you in your body. And then Craig pointed out to that. So why am I going back and reviewing all of this? Because again, I celebrate synchronicity. And in your mind, Nikki, I didn't hear that you had listened to yesterday's conversation and made a decision. But somewhere along the line, something prompted you to this morning make the decision that you could ask the question or ask a question. And to me, it was an outcome of what we had worked yesterday. And I hope that makes sense. So the reason why I'm talking about all of that is because that experience of synchronicity for me is so powerful and so joyful. It's like I get that, yes. You know that experience, Nikki?
Oh, yes. And you know that thank you so much, Alison. This is such, it's so confirming. Yesterday, you know, I had to wake up, I had to leave the house at 8 with my son. I had an all-day tournament. So we only came back at 9. So it was a whole day, you know, watching and playing games back to back. And he had a very successful day. And usually I never like to miss a session because otherwise also like to listen, you know, to the replay. But yesterday it was so like I had to stay, you know, active with everything, and I couldn't be really on the phone. And funny enough, I didn't get to listen yesterday's session. This is the first time in all the time that I've been, you know, yeah. And so really the first time I've never listened, even to a replay, yeah. But as Jesse said, his last 15 minutes, he spoke about structure because, you know, we're discussing what Ali's word and all that. And so I still said, oh, that was yesterday's session. And I will be listening, hopefully, again, because there's only a game this evening, only one game that he's going to play. And so isn't that coincidence? Nothing is coincidence. It's just divine. It's just in alignment, yeah, because, yeah, isn't it? Right? So I'm still needing to listen to that replay and listen to what was discussed. Yeah. I had no idea. I really did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Isn't that just amazing? And what came to me is also this morning when Craig also speaks about what things were happening with you, it's obviously happening to other people because it's in the collective. So I always feel that when things are happening for me, that's a huge shift. Obviously, somebody else is going through it because I'm feeling it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I always feel that with my meditations, that I'm not just meditating for myself, but I'm meditating for those who I can't reach on a physical, yeah. And then energetically, I will never maybe meet them, but at least my intention and I'm sending it out. You know, that's how I felt very strong that what I'm doing it with a meaningfulness. It's not just going through the motions. I'm really allowing me to experience that feeling because it gives me a lot of feedback for me and keeps me wanting to do it because that's what I'm doing, right? So when this morning I had a very, very moment, quite a deep moment this morning. And I really felt like I'm not doing this alone. Hey? There's no way that I'm doing this alone because this was snot and krana. Yeah, snot and krana. You can explain that. Snot and krana is like an Afrikaans word for snot and cry. Like I was snotting out, yeah. Like the snot is coming out, like running out of my. It was so ugly. Snot and cry, like snot and cry. I looked at myself and I said, yeah. It's you know, I can't be doing this alone. I felt that because usually I've always felt so not alone, but I always felt like, oh, I'm doing this alone. And I've got to figure it out for myself. And I just had this beautiful, and that gave me the release just to let it snot it out, you know. And I thought, I can't be doing this alone. It's not possible. And so, yeah, I mean, for you to say that, you know, there you go. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
The Tibetans talk about that. For me, almost more than what they do in yoga, about how we yeah, we are joined in the field like that. And when we process something, we don't just process it for ourselves. And
Yeah.
when I first came across that, I was, I'd started working with homeopathy, and because of being so intrigued by how these, not just how the remedies work, but how they work a map of remedies for a body. And so then I started to think about how is this possible? And then I thought about the sea and the currents that, that exist in the sea. And for me, that languaging helped me to then conceptualize. And the one thing that I was so grateful for from that teaching, I mean, there were many things, but was that when I worked with my clients, that and also when I went to Hatha yoga, so with my clients, often I would find with people that there was a lot of processing to do, that they would almost start getting an edge of, what the hell am I still doing processing this stuff? And there would be that return of the unconscious bringing in the shame again, right? And then the first, I'll never forget the first client that I said, you're not just doing this for yourself. And she looked at me completely, what are you talking about? And so I explained the concept to her, and the relief that she had was so palpable. And I thought, this is such a basic human thing about the human condition. And we just don't remember it. We really, really don't. And I can remember also when I started going to Hatha yoga the first time, I was 17 at university, and I cried for 2 years every single morning. I just cried. And that for me, just learning to be okay with it, because I also started getting embarrassed about it. And my teacher's guidance for me with that. And then when I started not crying in my third year, there were sessions where I didn't cry. So then, that was a different experience. And it felt like a relief. So when I talk now about that experience, experience, when something clicks in, and how joyful that is for me, the best analogy that I have for you, Nikki, is when you help your students and when you yourself have experienced getting those poses just right, and how it feels in the body when you do, because those poses are so well designed for the body, for the human body.
Yes. Oh, wow. That was so beautifully said. Oh, wow. That's so beautifully said. Thank you, Alison. That was beautiful. Oh.
So Ali,
Wow.
would you share what's powerful for you for us?
Well, I've never tried yoga. And I was thinking about all the things that you have discussed, and I'm just in awe. And the power, I always knew that we were all connected, Bob Proctor taught me that.
Mm.
And but to hear you guys talk in this way is a different level. And I get it. It's just so powerful.
Mm.
And I never realized that when we do lift, and we're lifting their world with us,
Mhm.
and the consciousness together, it's really, really powerful.
Mm.
And fun
Mm.
to really look at it for what it is and just be okay with it.
Thank you.
Everything's perfect just the way it is.
So,
And
Ellie,
then we tell ourselves it's not.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
And we're
words
not
will
Well,
good
here's another way to fold that all in. You can be sure that there's many other human beings on the planet right now that have that have experienced and developed that same pattern that Nikki did, where you were punished for asking questions.
Oh, no, many.
Many, many, many. And so the fact that we have brought awareness to it, to that pattern, and examined it and sat with it, changes the whole planet.
Yes.
Because it brings it into general awareness with an attitude of love and understanding.
Mm.
And so everyone that shares that pattern with Nikki would be affected by this work that we've done this morning. And it's being recoded as we speak. It's being recoded in the collective.
And this is why forgiveness is possible.
Yes.
And also change.
Yes.
Mhm.
The change is possible.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to bring up, you know, not in third world countries, but I'm going to speak for the female, the women, the little girls today, what they're going through and how hard their life is. And I mean really hardships, like really hardships.
Mm.
And they're going through it today, still today, being suppressed and lot of difficulties, you know.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm.
Do you have brothers and sisters, Nikki?
Yeah, I actually have 4 sisters. I'm the
Wow.
fourth. Yeah, there's 5 girls.
You're the youngest.
No, I'm the second youngest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nikki, it's a proclamation that's coming to me for you.
Mhm.
You're allowed and encouraged to ask the superconscious all the questions you want. You're free to practice that all you want.
And we see the signs of it from the universe. When we look for them, we see them.
Mhm.
They're all around us. They're all our gifts every day. We
Yeah.
get them all day, every day. All these gifts,
Yeah.
and many of them we
Yeah.
miss.
Yeah.
Many of them we miss. I've missed many. I've only just started realizing all these gifts and realizing life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, this journey since joining Magnetic Mind has been fucking life changing for me.
That's beautiful, Ellie.
The
It
collective.
is. It is.
the
It is. It's like
oneness.
everywhere. There's signs everywhere. It's
Yeah,
like everywhere. You think to
I know.
yourself,
And some,
oh my God,
yep.
what's happening here?
And then it doesn't work. Something doesn't work out that you saw the signs when you go, how the fuck did I manifest that?
Yeah. It's
The
like,
signs were there. But then you just got to let it go and just know that the fucking better signs were out there and they were lessons if it didn't
yeah.
go. And
Mm,
Abraham Hicks always says, what you don't have right now, you're not ready for.
exactly. And this is
You're-
what I asked this morning. Give me eyes to see. Give me ears to hear. I am serious. I've
Did you?
never, I absolutely did this morning. Like, this is why I'm just going to be out there, because
I'm so excited for you, Nikki.
I literally said that this morning with tears and snot and
Mhm.
everything running down my face. It was actually quite an ugly sight. I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, okay, girl, just get over yourself. It's okay.
I'm
But
ready.
I promise you, I said, give me eyes to see. Give me ears to hear. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Smells to smell.
Yeah. Yeah, just like, yeah, it was very strong. It came very strong.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was very strong. And wow. Yeah, it's just like you say, like what Jesse just said, like, yeah, you know, we say we want fun, but then we fight it, we have resistance to it. Like it's
Mhm.
like, oh no, we got to do it like this because it has to show up like this, and it's got to be like this, and if it doesn't come like this, then ooh, it's not the way it should come, and that's when you go to the really knowing that that's what you go to. How it shows up, it shows up how it should show up. Especially when you think
And
it should be a way. I don't know. It's crazy.
Do you realize that
and
you were asking for stuff that you already have?
Yeah, that's it.
So you might want to
and
reframe the question.
Wow, that's good, hey?
and I can say, like, looking back where I'm at now, I can look back and say, yeah, that's where I kept ignoring that part.
Mhm.
That's where I kept
That,
saying no, It's like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go
yeah.
there. And so it made me go there.
Why? Because that's how you abandon yourself.
Mm.
And
Because
so
abandonment
now-
came very strong this morning out for me.
Mm. Yeah,
Well, of course, that's how you were punished.
it's part of the pattern.
What do you mean? What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
That was your punishment.
Yeah.
You hurt
Abandonment.
yourself.
Yep.
What?
Guys, this has such been powerful for me just to listen to how this is all unpacked and all unfolded. And I'm just like, I think,
Yeah. Mm,
sorry, Nikki.
No, I'm just going, sorry. I'm just going, I'm just,
Punish you looked in
Yeah.
the mirror because that's what happened to you from a young age, and that was an emotional, that it just triggered an emotion that happened to you, and that's what you felt. I'm leading that back on things that I'm thinking of that's happened in my life, and that's what I've took from tonight, from your story, and it's really quite
What did
powerful.
you take? What did you take? Can you tell me? I'd like to know.
I took, let me get my words right.
Yeah, take your time.
Took from it that it was when you had upset yourself and got really upset in the mirror, and you, what was the word you just used? You used a word that triggered it. What I was
Ugly.
thinking.
I look so ugly.
No, you didn't say that. It was something like you abandoned yourself. Is that what
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd never thought of it like that. When you said that, like, because Abraham Hicks always talks about you can't separate yourself. No, you can't abandon yourself, but you can't actually separate from these two parts of you. So when you said that word, it triggered something in me, because I thought you didn't abandon, you felt that emotion. You triggered an emotional response to something that happened to you when you were a young child. And why you felt that way. And relaying that back to things that happened in my life as to why I feel that way in an aspect. And another aspect, I don't ever ask anyone for help. If I ask someone for help, they really need it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
And then you feel you don't want to ask your friends because they're your really good friends. And when you do, and it always causes something. I've noticed, and I just feel within myself, you just got to head down, bum up. You need something, you want some, you got it done, you got to do it yourself.
Yeah, that's what that's how it was for me.
You know, I just got
that was for me. Just like that. Just like that.
Chris Duncan said that when he said he was on the beach and that he'd hit rock bottom, and he honestly was like, that was it. I had that experience when I was like 14. I was like, fuck, I'm doing this. And then Chris made me realize that when he had that on that session. I'm like, wow. And then as the years went on, I've realized how consciousness works and creation works and focusing works, because I've often wondered how I've managed to move to Australia.
Yeah.
You know, and live this life I love. Do you know what I mean? So I really get it. That's what I took from your experience tonight, Nikki.
Wow. Yeah.
So we've got to, like, deep down realize that these feelings, they're just emotions, and we're not our emotions.
Yeah.
You said it. You said that earlier.
Yeah,
and
I know.
find that really difficult to get my head around, by the way, guys. You know,
that also me too.
higher awareness
Me
with
too.
that. What's the other one? You're not your emotions, and you're not your
thoughts, you're not your feelings, even. You're not your emotions.
How hard is that to get you sometimes?
Finally, like, honestly, it was like, wow, today I got it.
And how long have you been in
literally
mind? How long have you been in Magnetic Mind?
Oh, I've been like since 3 years, 3.5 going for my 4th
and
year.
You've been in Chris, and you went to Chris's thing. My God.
Oh, I've done the whole curriculum except the masterclass. I've done it all. And I've done it 3-4 times every session. So it's like the information. It's not like I haven't like that's what Craig just said now. It's like it's not like something I'm asking that I haven't had, that I haven't got. So I don't know if it's just the remembering, because yesterday I had to call somebody and I forgot their name, and it came to like, and that's what came to me, like as I said to the person I was talking, and then the name just came up, and oh, it's so and so, and I go, what happened there? Because I didn't know the name, and I still said to myself, what name? Who's this person I've got to tell? Because I couldn't get the name. But when I got onto the phone with the person, not even like a few seconds in, I got the name. The name just popped up, and then I said, it's so and so, and they were, oh, okay, cool, and then fine, move on, close, and I was like, what happened? What happened there? What was happening? So it's the observing. I'm observing myself now. It's almost like what is that? I mean, it's like, it's become now something of like, wow. It's a big wow moment for me. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. And it's like, it's become like a game now. So I'm finding it like, okay, all right, so like everything that was I'm just giving whatever spoken into my life that was not very promising, literally like quite hopeless. I started to go and realize that what doesn't serve me anymore, I'm just gonna let it go. Because I've worked, I've done the work. When I say I've done the work, I mean I've studied. I've literally studied it. I've studied it 24/7. I've not stopped.
Oh my God.
So I have so much like Jesse says, you got the information, but I want the experience, as I have experienced it, and I have experienced it because I have shared it on the sessions. I have, but then sometimes I feel uncomfortable because other people are not experiencing it. And so when other people are not experiencing it, I feel like, who am I then to experience it now? And that's the sabotage of abandoning myself, because when my mother didn't feel good about herself, I couldn't feel good about myself. Yeah? When my mother didn't want to eat, I couldn't eat. So that I'm detached from. That's no more me. Yeah? I'm not a victim anymore.
Never was you.
And it never was. It wasn't me. All the things that were put to me, I took as a contract because she felt she wasn't capable. She wasn't capable, yeah? She wasn't capable. Oh, my mother was so capable. Because when my father died, she started to fly everywhere. She never flew. She never traveled. And all of a sudden, she's going from Australia to New Zealand to New York. She's flying everywhere, to Johannesburg, to her sister. What is going on? You follow? She was always capable. Even my elder sisters think, wow, you think mommy wasn't capable? Mommy, look at her. Look what she's doing. My mother went skiing. You don't understand. It's like, so this is where the limitations of where she felt that she had to whatever. I don't know.
Nikki, what did you mean if you didn't eat? If she didn't eat, you couldn't eat?
Oh, my mom was anorexic.
Right.
So the eating disorder.
Right.
Mm.
And when she did want to eat, then we could eat.
Really?
Yeah. And if she wanted to indulge in binge, we had to binge with her. But that was my way of also feeling that I could be with her. Because most of the time she was closed the door. You couldn't, it was for days, maybe weeks, couldn't talk to her.
Mm.
So that to me, you have to understand, when you get beaten every day, I don't care what anyone wants to say to you. You have to be there to feel it. get beaten every day. How do you like that one? And don't tell me that's not pain, because that's pain. And that is where you have to understand that that is what it was. So I'm now out of that.
That's where the little girl made up the punishment for love.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was very deeply rooted, because the shame and the guilt, and that shame and guilt is such a low vibration. It's such a low. And that, you know,
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion in there too. Which is why you're kind of driven to explain. To make sense out of it.
yeah,
Because
it's
it doesn't make sense. There's no way any of that makes sense.
And everyone is in that. Everyone is trying to make sense of it, because then when we make sense of it, we can move with it.
Yeah, that's it.
And so as a child that's learning is just making sense of the situation, and the structure, Ali, is when we make sense of it, who's the common denominator in every situation we're trying to make sense of?
Oh, go and say that again. What? Slow down.
What is the common denominator when we're always trying to make sense of what's happening to us?
There you go.
We are. The I am. Me. I'm always in the situation. So then, therefore, the only one to get comfort from is to blame ourselves.
Amen. Is it?
That's the structure.
That's the structure. Is it? Wow. There's it. Yeah. Only if I could do better.
Everybody
Only if I was
shapes their
just a
own
good
words.
girl.
Yep.
Yeah, that
As long as I don't
pressure
rock
to
the
do
boat.
better.
To not rock the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Because all hell would break loose. And it would be a living hell.
Because I'm there experiencing it with my mom. I'm there experiencing it with my dad. I'm experiencing it with a stranger. I'm the one experiencing it with my siblings. I'm the one with the aunts, the uncles. It's always me in a different situation. So the common denominator is that it's me showing up. So I'm broken. I'm wrong. I'm the problem.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That
my
is the structure.
God.
And there's a huge pressure to be invisible.
Oh, my God.
Well, some people say that, yeah, and then some people fight, and some people, I mean, it's what people do as their response matters. We just help them be aware of their response. Because in all reality, there's probably 2 or 3 patterns which are connected to an emotion that run everyone's lives, and people want to make it so much more complicated than that.
Oh my God.
That way they can pay, that way they can charge you for it.
Say that again. What was that? I'm sorry. It was a lot going there. What was that? Pay?
How far back do you want me to go?
Just a few seconds, like the last sentence. When you
Pay.
said
And
pay,
so
people pay you.
Yeah, and so it's that there's like 3 major emotions that we experienced as a child that we have compounded everything on top of, and we
Oh, come on then. What are they?
say it's all, you have yours, I have mine, but they're all a sabotaging
Oh,
belief. Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we've got 3
Mine was I'm
dominant ones.
not good enough. Yeah, really. I mean, if you think about it, it's all from a child's point of view. So if we go back to that structure, right, I'm the common denominator. It all started from where we got wounded.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
And
Yeah.
there's like 5 or
Whatever
6.
we're story. whatever story we told ourselves about our environment because we are the problem.
Oh my God.
And so as we go along, we add so much
Yeah.
more complexity to those three because we're stacking on it all the time. Yeah. And as we stack on it, we say, oh, we have to be complicated because we get rewarded in this world to be smart, right? To know the answers. And so we make it more complicated than it really needs to be. And then we charge people for it.
I'm not
That's so
laughing. I'm laughing because it's so real. This is like,
Mm,
are you
mhm.
I
kidding
haven't
me?
even got to that part
It's-
yet.
It's
Are
awful.
you kidding me?
It's awful too. It's very.
It's
very
freaking awful. It's so like,
So when that lie gets exposed, it's going to be really fun for a lot of people.
oh gosh, yes, yes,
Guys, that's funny.
and that's what I'm choosing.
And that's not
you know,
that's not just psychotherapists either. That includes like about 9/10 of the coaches that are out there.
Yeah, Chris Duncan, yes.
They're all doing the same thing.
I feel it in my tummy. Like this is where this is like, yeah.
Fueling the fire to keep people paying them.
Oh, keep them in the fire, and you get them. Oh, yes.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
want to share something. When I decided eventually that I was going to go and do clinical psychology, I was working with a boss that was the most amazing mentor for everything in my life. And so I had to go and tell him that I was going to resign because I'd been accepted. And he looked at me and he said, you know, you're going to be great. And I said, well, I don't know yet. And he said, just remember this. Being a therapist and having to charge people is the same as being a prostitute. And I was a little bit shocked, and I looked at him and I said, oh, I guess you're right. And he said, nothing wrong with prostitutes. I really like them. But just remember, that's the business model.
Mm.
Wow.
And I was so grateful to him for that. Just one of those really
Wow.
leveling things, you know, and I, that's why I loved him so, because he was so, you can call it brutally honest, but you can
Brutally honest.
also call it truthfully, you know. And I've all, so.
And he also gave you perspective.
Yeah, 100%, Nikki. That's what it was, and the reason that I was so grateful for that was because I looked at, you know, people that I trained with and therapists that I went to. I knew how to assess who was worth my money and who wasn't. People that had that
Yeah.
lens, you know.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Mm.
Isn't that just wonderful? Eh?
Wow,
Oh.
Allison, that really landed for me.
Yeah,
I
that
know.
really
Oh,
landed
wow.
for me too. That was just
I'm gonna go to bed with a
epic.
little nugget of the night, guys.
Good
Alice,
night. Sleep
Night,
well.
Ellie.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming on, Ellie.
I'll
was
speak to you
great.
soon. Thanks,
Hey,
Watch
Allie,
guys.
it.
thank you for being here today.
Bye, Allie.
Bye.
Yeah.
Joe showed up, so I'd like love to do this. Joe's here, but it is like 6:30 is a new time for me, and in that is I'm gonna complete. But if you guys want to keep going, I'd ask it. Nikki, would you take over host for me?
I love
Or are
to,
you
but I'm gonna
complete?
have to. I have to leave. I'm almost complete
Great.
because I've got to go and do a session, a yoga class.
Wonderful. Well, yeah,
But
you
I
do
still
that.
got a half. I still got a half an hour, but I have to. Be in class soon.
I'll let you do that. Anyone else?
I've got to go as well. Thank you so much for this time. This
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah, this was so incredible. It was unbelievable. I'm so grateful. Like, this is like really quite a, yeah, very enlightening, and I really feel it. I can feel it in my body. It's quite a humble experience.
Mm.
It's really a humble experience that I'm experiencing now, and it's very rewarding. Like,
Mm.
it doesn't, like, it's just rewarding because it's so easy to give up
Mm.
and have hopelessness when you've done and try and you keep trying.
Mm.
And it's just so rewarding that I didn't, and like, this is just at the edge that I don't give up. Just like, hold on, just hold on, just for this day, be in this now moment, and see the gratitude and the love and the support, and knowing that you're not doing this alone. And forgiveness is so beautiful. I love that when you said that, Alison, of forgiveness, because the forgiveness is very, very powerful for me. I had to learn to forgive. It was very hard. It was really hard, like, honestly. And it's just so, it's a gift I've given to myself because I can let go and trust now, like, really trust.
That was your word today, wasn't it, Nikki?
Yeah.
Trust. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And
So
Full
keep
circle.
asking the questions
yes,
and trust the answer. It's already there. Whatever question you could ever ask, the answer is already there.
it's just to know that it's worth it. It's worth it. You follow?
Yeah.
Of what I was always just in my head.
Yep.
It's really
So,
worth it. Yeah.
Trust, you can trust the questions that come up. You can trust them.
Right. I can trust it. What's coming.
Trust the question.
Wow. Trust the question.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. I'll give you feedback later on that one.
Yeah. Chew on
Wow.
that for a few days.
Oh, I have to digest on that one. I'm gonna.
There's a lot of nourishment in that.
Wow, I feel it. Like, when you said it, immediately I felt it. I felt it. I felt it.
Yeah.
You see, that's what I wanted to feel. This is what I you go with your instinct and you go with your intuition, and you still question it, and you have your muscle testing and all that, and all these other little tools that you have that you've learned on the way. But when you can say that you can really trust, regardless of all the odds, that you can really go in and trust that and anchor it and say, this is what I'm doing. Because where I came from and where I came, what now, was that instinct, right? Because I didn't know a thing. I didn't know a thing about anything. Trust me when I say that. So for me to ask the questions, or even ask, come to this place to say, oh yeah, I understand what you're talking about now. It's like, it's like heaven. Like, heaven's open for me, finally. Yeah, so yeah. It's very rewarding.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was so much to share in that today. Oh my.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
wow.
It's been a golden hour and a half, people. So
Wow,
thank you.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, I thought it was like 20 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for coming through for, like, literally, like, when I say coming through for me, I almost expected this. I know it's something where I've never allowed myself to accept how you say it, I said it now. expect. Yeah. But now I know whatever I expect, that I'm drawing it near to me now. Not in a material way, but just in a knowing.
Yep. Yep.
That I can just have the strength to just do whatever I have to do today, because basically this is where I am now, right?
Yep.
And so I'm not even looking like what's happening for whatever reason for tomorrow or the next, because I put a lot of demands on myself, and I have to look back and say, if I look back where I came from and where I am now, God knows, only God knows, only God knows. I don't even know, literally.
Yeah.
So this moment,
This has been
where
cooking for you for weeks.
oh my God, it's like a pressure cooker.
Yep.
Pressure cooker. It's just
Yep.
been like,
Very big day today.
why, Craig? Yeah.
Yep. So enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so lovely when your heart coherent like comes together and you can feel everyone's heart. Does that make sense? Like
Yes.
everyone's heart is like,
That's what we do
like-
here.
right? But it's an experience, you follow?
Yeah.
It's a feeling that I'm feeling that I've always wanted to feel, you know? I'm just like, yeah.
Yes, you are.
And it's real because I'm feeling
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Just like I'm feeling what I felt with my true choice.
So are you feeling this big energy hug that I'm giving you?
Oh my God. It's like, I honestly don't want to get off the phone. I don't want to hang up. It's the most craziest. I feel the spirit. It's so like, that's what I felt one time in church. I didn't want to leave. And my friend says, what's up? You gotta go. I said, I know, but I don't want to leave. And it was just a building. It wasn't, she's Nikki. It's just a building. Okay. I said, I know, but I can't. I can't leave now. I have to sit a little longer. And then another friend came up to me, just one of our friends, my friend. And she said to me, well, I don't know if she was a friend at the time, but now I can say she's a friend, right? And she said, you know what you're feeling? Because I didn't know what the heck I was feeling. She says, it's the Spirit of God. It's the Holy Spirit. It's hovering around you. It's right here. He's here, right here. And that's what I'm feeling now. When you don't want to leave, like I don't want to get off the phone now. It's like the weirdest thing. But I know I'm kind of have to, but it's not but that's the feeling I want. This feeling. I've always wanted this feeling. Like I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end. That's the feeling.
It
I don't want it to
It
end.
continues anyway. Whether
But
you're
that's
here
the
or not.
thing. When you feel good, when you always feel good, then something. That's the thing I always felt when I always was scared, because my mother always said, if you feel good, it's going to be taken away from you. Don't feel so good, because good is not good, because it's going to be taken away from you. Don't go feeling so good now and get all like excited and happy, because it's going to be taken from you, and you're gonna feel worse. So that's where I denied myself to feel good, because I thought if I feel good, then I'm just going to feel bad again. But now I'm not around people that I feel that wants to feel bad.
That's
or
all
choosing
part of
to
the
feel
pattern.
bad.
That's all part of the pattern. So now you can focus on creating a new pattern.
And that's structure.
Yeah. You don't have to analyze your pattern. You just create a new one.
I love you, Craig.
Yep.
I really love you for this. I love you.
Yep.
Like, honestly. This is like
There's a
really
lot
like,
of, there's a lot of power that's been discharged in that pattern, but you can take that power with you. You don't have to take the pattern, but you can keep the power that's in it into your new pattern.
Well, that's beautiful. Leave the pattern,
Yeah.
take the power.
yeah, that is just like,
Take the
that's just-
pattern, harvest it,
yeah,
harvest the power out of the old
because you
pattern.
can't deny it. Yeah, you
And
can't
take it with
deny
you.
that, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you can't. You can't. Because it made you who you are.
Oh, you are dropping. You are like, wow.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I mean, I feel it now. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, feeling it.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful.
Yeah. There's no value in understanding it or analyzing it, or there's no value in that at all. Just take the power out of it, apply that power to a brand new pattern.
Is that when you decided, when I was in Florida, when you said you detached yourself from, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need this, you don't need that, because you're taking your power in the sense that you don't need a wife, you don't need this, you don't need that, and all that, those things that you thought that you needed to be because that what made you a slave. Right?
Yeah, and it takes energy to analyze what happened to you and all that stuff. It takes energy.
Yeah, right.
You don't need to expend
right?
energy in that. Put your energy into creating something new.
God Almighty.
Yep.
Take me to church.
And ask your super conscious that question. What wants to be created here? What's brand new that wants to be created here?
So super conscious.
How can I apply all this power?
How can I apply
to something new?
To something new.
Yep.
Super conscious.
Yep. Yep.
Isn't that just
and just
beautiful?
leave it alone and let it answer you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that just that's
all.
It? That's all, right?
Yep, that's all you got to do.
And so that's it. Like you said, don't even analyze it because there's nothing to analyze because you're rationalizing it again through your unconscious again, and trying to filter it. And that's when that's where I learned the word, is to go to the unknown. You just go to the unknown. You don't have to figure it out. Isn't that just beautiful? When you ask the questions, it's going to come back. It's just going to come.
Mm-hmm.
So how come it comes back now? I'm going to ask a little naive question.
Okay.
So why do we have it so easy and simple now that we can ask and let it knowing? Yeah, because we're going into our superconscious. But when we were younger, growing up, how come? Because it wasn't allowed, maybe. Is that why? Because now it's just
because your subconscious and your self-consciousness created something.
Wow.
It created something that
to protect.
You would need.
To make it up.
Well, like we just said, that whole pattern created a power that you didn't have before, that your soul didn't have before. And I don't understand what I'm talking about right now at all.
No.
But there's
Sounds
but
good.
there's something extraordinary that was created throughout all that life experience that you get to carry forward with you as you create your brand new patterns and your brand new
man.
life. Yeah. Yeah. It's a
Wow.
form of power and genius
Oh,
and greatness.
now
Kind
I'll
of like
tell you what happened.
it's been purified and forged
Oh God, yes,
in life, right?
yes. Oh God, I can tell
In
you
life
exactly how.
experience. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah. So when you're talking, and I was talking to you, as I was also talking to Jassy and hi Joe and but just now a few minutes ago I was shaking, like shaking, like in my body. I don't know how to
Mhm.
explain it. It was a
Mhm.
shake, like a tremble,
Yep.
like tremble, like very like strange tremble, shake in my body. And so because I was getting to like I don't know what was happening. I'm just telling you, right? Because this is all. And then when you just spent now, just a few minutes, like in this last few minutes, when you gave me that, I felt it's like the most great. It's like when my body just came to ease. It's almost like um under a shower, and
Mhm.
it's just soaked in, and it's easy. The shaky's got no shaky, no shriveling. Like I can, yeah, and this year breathe, like yeah, in me, yeah, and it's yeah, like now I'm what is that? What's happening there?
That's the sensation of truth.
Oh God,
It's truth that's resonating in your body.
truth is resonating. The truth, yeah, because it's truth. It's like
Yeah,
totally feel free.
you
I
know
feel
that
free.
what I'm saying and how you're receiving it is true. Because your body's
Oh
telling
my
you so.
God, I love you.
Well, it is. I mean,
I
your
read
body's
that.
telling you that.
I read that. I read it yesterday. When you know the truth, your body will receive it
Yes.
as information to know that you can relax.
Yeah.
Like it can.
Yeah.
It's just I'm relaxed, Craig. Like
Yeah.
I'm relaxed now. I'm totally in my. Like I'm relaxed because I was lied to for so many years,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I knew it was a lie, but I also believed the lie. So now I can just receive the truth because now I can trust it because I can feel it. But not only I can feel it, I can relax into it. And that's why I can hear your words.
Yeah.
They're
You know what's
they're
cool?
like, what's
Is
cool?
I'm not making this up.
I know,
The field is speaking to you.
I know.
It's just my
That's why
lips
it's
that are moving.
divine. That's why it's so divine.
That's what's so
I'm
cool
telling
about
you.
this. It's so
This is
not-
why it's divine. It's
Yep.
divine because when you talk about truth is something you seek. I've always wanted to know the truth. If I continue it, I'll know the truth. If I continue it, I'll know the truth. If I continue it, I'll know the truth, and it'll set me free. And
Yep.
like right now, it's like it's my truth. It's what I needed. That I can receive the truth.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man,
Yep.
there's a lot of processing here now, hey?
And your body confirms it. Yep.
And my body's confirmed. I can feel it in my body, man. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
I know how it feels to, because I was trembling just a few minutes ago. Does it? Yeah. Mm.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I mean, right? I'm just saying.
Yep.
I'm gonna, yeah. It's real here. This is real,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, your body will keep reminding you too that it's real.
Isn't that just beautiful?
Yep. Yep.
I love it when you go, yep, yep.
You'll get a memory sensation. Your body will give you a memory sensation that, oh yeah,
A memory?
yeah,
A memory?
yeah.
What do you mean?
This. Well,
Because I'm anchoring this right now.
yeah, it's a different kind of memory. It's not a, it's not a
Mm,
memory of an event. It's
mm.
it's more like, well, yeah, it's a
You
sensation.
embodied. Yeah, it's
it's
embodiment.
a body sensation. Yep. Yep.
It's nothing like it here. It's really nothing like it.
Anytime you receive the truth, you'll feel that same sensation in your body.
Wow, I'm so grateful for this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very accurate.
I'm so grateful for this. Because I said to myself
Yep.
this morning, I can't be grateful and be miserable at the same time. So I just chose to be grateful for whatever works. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Your body has given you a sensation that you can trust.
Oh, Craig, I got to tell you, thank you for your obedience. Really, thank you for your obedience. Thank you.
It's what I'm here for.
No, but really, no, I'm not joking. I
No, I
know
know.
because
I know you're not.
I spoke to my heart this morning I was on my edge. I mean, I'm talking on the edge now, like razor edge, like if something doesn't happen now, I'm gonna fall over. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I had to hold myself together this morning. And I really had a deep conversation with myself, yeah, but with God, I speak to God superconsciously, yeah. But when you get, and to be able to experience this right here, right now, and then I say I'm a reflection of you, you're a reflection of me, because what you're sharing to me, it's like, or what I see in you, I see myself, and that
Mhm.
gives me hope, because I was feeling hopeless, like honestly hopeless. And then I had to remind myself, but in the same time, I had to say I've come too far to throw in the towel now. You've
Mhm.
taken me through so much. Why would you leave me now? And then I had to remind myself, never leave me. You're always here. I can just go into my heart, right?
Mhm.
Because as a little girl, I went into my imagination. I literally went into my imagination. I never knew that what imagination. I just went into my imagination or fantasy of whatever was happening around me or did happen. I was just into my imagination, just believed in the best of the best. Follow. So what I'm saying is
Yep.
when God
That's
speaks,
part of your power too.
when God speaks, He speaks, and I will
Mhm.
hear Him because I know His voice.
Yep. And your body knows what's truth.
You know that feeling when it's too good to be true, and why we want to go there, but it's just this is it. Right? This
Mhm.
is the new pattern, the new structure.
So here's an interesting thing as
Mm,
you ask your questions.
mm,
as you freely ask your questions.
I know. Did you hear me freely ask another question?
Yeah, but the thing is, now you have that body sensation of truth. You know,
Jesus.
you know when something comes, you know it's true.
Oh, Greg, I'm
Your
so
whole being
grateful for
knows it's
this.
true. Yeah. So play with that. It's a new toy. Be bold in your questions. Wow. This is so powerful and so profound. Oh my gosh.
I'm not.
Look at that. Look at the power that we found inside that pattern. What a gift. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah. Yeah. You better laugh. It's like, oh. Yeah. Yeah. It's the pattern was debilitating,
Yes.
but the power in it is right off the charts. That's what's so hilarious. It's like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Yo, guys, big love, man. Glad I got to witness this monumental shift. Big up Nikki, Warrior. Big up Craig. My homies, I love you. I'm at gym now, so I'll speak to you in a bit, Craig. I'll speak to you in a bit. But well
Yeah.
done, Nikki,
Okay.
man. You keep doing that present. You keep
Yes.
focusing your
Thank
energy on that.
you.
Keep
Yeah.
expanding.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Flex
Yeah.
those muscles. Flex those muscles, Joe.
I love you guys. Speak to you later.
Flex those muscles.
Peace
We
out.
love you. Flex those
Yeah.
muscles.
Thank you for your presence,
Oh my
Joe.
God. Like, Craig, I just want to tell you, like, you know, Joe always says that you don't have to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough. But I've always witnessed where what really brought it to the place where I had to be really real with what I was feeling and I had to have a breakdown. I did.
Yep. Yep.
And I don't mean it in a negative way because I just had to, because I had to look at myself and go through knowing that when I thought all hell was breaking loose, it was actually the best thing that happened to me to follow. And then when I look back and I go, thank you for that experience now. But for this moment in time, for me to be where I want to go and where I am going, I had to isolate myself for many years. Yeah. So this is
Mhm.
not just like the 3 years that I've been in Magnetic Minds. I had to isolate myself for almost 17 years. And I'm being honest with you. Okay. And to connect in this way is like my heart desires. Because for me, yeah, I couldn't have this anywhere else.
Mhm.
I couldn't find it. I won't find it anywhere else. Because it's my heart.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like nothing more beautiful to be able to be in a place that you can create from your heart.
Yep.
Does that
And
make
you know,
sense?
a breakdown is the hugest blessing you could ever experience.
Yeah, I actually said this morning, I thought I was a death experience.
Yep.
I thought I
Yep.
was dying.
Yep.
No, I'm serious. I actually thought I was
Well, I
dying.
know you're serious. I know you're serious
Yeah.
because I know that. I know that.
I know you do. And so I'm just like in awe, you know, actually, I'm just grateful. And I'm very thankful, as you know. And I'm very grateful. I'm at all. I'm just like right now, what wisdom and just everything from this. And I haven't listened to the session yesterday, so I will have time to look at and see the session. Jesse's going to put it up on the Facebook. But man, am I grateful. Like, wow. Like, and yeah, I only had that one time in my life where I thought I didn't want to leave somewhere. And I
Mhm.
found it again today. I don't want, it feels so good that you don't want it to end. That's what I'm
Yeah.
feeling right now. That's all I'm feeling right now. And it's not
Yep.
emotional, hey? I'm not emotional about it. You know, I'm just like,
Yeah, it's
I'm
on a whole different
experiencing,
level.
it's a whole, like, you know what I mean? It's not coming from you know, just coming from, this is like, it's this victory, like, I'm not victim. Yeah. It's just, I just don't want it to end. But I understand that this is not going to end because now I'm going to, as you say, take the power of creating a new pattern.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. I thought, my God, I said to God, please, you know, don't let me die with my song in my heart. Please don't let me die in my heart. I'm now getting emotional because it's a release, yeah? Like, finally,
Yeah.
I can
Is there a question in
watch,
there somewhere?
I can watch the end of this movie now and know that it's not the end.
Yeah.
I can play it over and over as many times I want. And I can just,
You have a very magical life ahead of you, Nikki.
and that's interesting because, you know, a person always thinks that you're in the middle of your life and you go, oh, well, people look at you in the middle of your life. It's like, you got maybe, but like I said, I'd rather have 1 year of consciousness than live my whole life not having, you know?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
You're becoming a
Yeah.
magician, making a transition.
Yeah.
Yep.
And to receive that, you know, when somebody gives you a gift, you go, oh, no, you know, but then when you can say, thank you for the gift, you know, like, honestly, thank you. And this is a gift, yeah? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody gave it to you though. You had it all along. We just opened it up today. We just tore the wrapping off. There's a hell of a lot more inside that.
Well, I'm so grateful I've got this. I'm just grateful you in my life. I'm grateful, Jesse. I'm grateful everybody that I can have this experience and I have this journey because when you really know this, don't you want to give? Like, it's just want to give it to others. It's like you just want to give it away. Everybody just I just feel that everyone needs this,
Yeah.
Everyone, like you said the other day, people need this.
Yeah.
We need this. People, we really need this. Well, I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you. I want to say it in my words, okay? Because I just want to say it in my words that God
Please do.
answered my prayer. Yeah, God answered my prayer this morning.
Yep.
Yeah. And so knowing, and I also feel that people need to understand the level of their own understanding of their own journey of going through and knowing that nothing was in vain, because you wouldn't know what to tell me if you haven't gone through it yourself. You follow? And to know that
Yep.
God used you today and used Jesse and everyone, but I know in my own heart, because I kept on saying, I know your voice. I know how you speak. I know how you speak to me. And I've said that I don't know how many years, but I've said it for a long time. And even when I didn't know, I kept saying, I know your voice. I know when you speak to me, right?
Yep.
And today, I heard his voice. And it's just I got the shakes again, and then it's relax, and then I get the shakes again, and I gotta relax, and it's like my body's just like vibrating. It's like, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I'm going to be doing yoga today. I really need to move my body.
Oh yeah,
now because
it'll be be different. It'll feel
and
different.
I
Yoga
know.
today.
And today it's going to
Yeah.
be a very special day when I do class because wow, I just want to say thank you. I don't know if that's enough. I want to just say thank you. Because I always feel that you've got to repay somebody for this. It's like a reward. But it will come. It will come. Your reward will come. I always believe in that, because I believe that. So I just want to say thank you. And as much as I don't want to go, I have to go. I'm late. So
Okay.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Big hug, Nikki.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God. I needed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like all day today.
Yeah.
I'm Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank
This
you.
is going to be a really fun day for you.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to discover a lot of things.
Oh my God. It's
a lot of
crazy.
truth.
Yeah, and just seeking it for literally all my life.
Yep.
Oh God, thank you. Yeah, only God knows this, and I mean, just love you. Thank you. Truly love you. No, I'm serious.
I love you too, Nikki.
Thank you.
Big time.
Namaste. Like literally, I honor you. Everything just looks better for me. Even in my eyes are looking different. I'm feeling different. My ears I got, you know, I got my, yeah, just, I got my focus, you know, as much as I cried through the focus and cried where I'm putting my power and cried where and cried through it. But this is now a flood of emotions, even when I said like, whatever's coming up, will you just, you know, like I even used the recode on me. I did, you know, gently just cover all the holes that's popping up, you know, with gentle feather. You know, just in that way, you know, I was doing the whole thing because I became like, if I don't, then I don't know where I'm gonna land. And I didn't even know.
Just settle
I
into
didn't.
what's happening.
Oh my God,
Just
that's what
settle into it.
I think I've got
Just
to
embrace
stop.
what's happening. Just embrace what's happening, and you
Because
know,
it's really something new. It's,
be aware.
I can
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig. Thank you. Cheers. Okay, much love. Bye for now. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Bye for now.
Okay.
Well, Jesse. Oh, I'm complete. I never even got to say my word today. But that's okay. So I don't know if you're on there or not, but I'm gonna check out. So thank you so much, everybody who participated in today's session, and those of you that made an exit, thank you for allowing us to leverage your energy. And the work continues. So I'm complete and I'm going to check out.